Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Hager number 13G 32D set of back-to-back pull handles, and let's take them out of the packaging here, see what we're dealing with. The 13G is a set of poles that are 8-inch center to center that are 3/4 inch diameter and have a specific mounting type for back-to-back, a spanner collar type mount. I'm going to take them both out of their packaging here. The set of these, at least with the box that it ships in, weighs about 2.8 pounds with its mounting package. Available in lots of different finishes on different base materials. You can do, apparently you can do 3 base materials: aluminum, stainless, and architectural bronze. Aluminum you can do really any color because it's aluminum, but clear anodized would be the common color. The stainless you can do satin or polished stainless. On the architectural bronze, brass, you can do anything. Your brasses, your bronze, your chromes, satin, polished, oil rubbed bronze. And being an architectural metal, anything can be done. Antique nickel can be done on special order, things of that nature. This is a set of poles. And at first glance, don't be alarmed. And here's what I mean. This is a set of poles. Don't be alarmed. But when you hold them, they have a different projection. Don't be alarmed. That's normal and standard. However, that will tell you the smaller one is the inside, because this is a Type 7 mount, which means it's that spanner collar mount, and the bolt package is here. And basically what you have is a set of threaded rods that are reverse threading. One left-hand thread, one right-hand thread. And that will give you the ability, with the spanner collar and the spanner wrench, to tighten it down quite adequately. Spanner wrench, finally. So we've got the spanner wrench. That will allow us to tighten our spanner collar. We have the thread type. Okay. And then we've got our spanner collar itself, our reverse threaded bolt. So basically what we get into here is threading the short end into the handle as standard. I said that backwards, quite frankly. The longer thread will go into the exterior side. And that makes sense because you really need to cover more distance to get that threaded portion through. So the longer end of the two will go into the exterior side. Okay. Then your spanner collar is going to go down. Okay. Obviously onto both. Then what happens is your smaller side comes on, and I'm going to back out the bottom thread so we can demonstrate how this works. So as I tighten by counterclockwise turning it, because this is a left-hand thread, it will draw that handle in. Now, my problem is I already have it tightened down to the exterior so much. Let's just get it started a little bit. Then you tighten, and you can hopefully tell I'm drawing in the interior side. Now that reveals why that pull handle was, the interior had a smaller projection, and that's because of the thickness of the collar, the spanner collar itself. Then of course your spanner wrench comes in, and that's what that small little dot or hole is there. You insert your spanner collar into there, and then you use that as a wrench by which to turn it. Okay, that's how that works. Very nice mount by Hager. It is, spanner collar installations are less common. However, in my opinion, they are substantially superior to a set screw, a cone head bolt and set screw installation, even a heavy duty like where you're using a 5/16 or a 3/8 bolt, with a pair of set screws, having threaded rod into the back of each pole is going to be arguably heavier duty than a set screw residing inside of the tapered back end of a cone head bolt. Those set screws have a tendency for coming loose and are a maintenance issue, in my opinion. Now, the back-to-back mounting instructions are indeed listed down below, and this mount not only is a spanner head, a spanner type, but it is inherently heavy duty because not only it's a spanner type where you've got threads into the back of the architectural metal, but because the bolt diameter is 3/8. That's a 3/8 bolt. It's the largest of what you'll find in installation of back-to-back pole handles. Now, there is a link below this video to a document called Cut Sheet that will allow you to review the item as if you were tearing the page out of the catalog itself. Let's go over the dimensional properties. First, we said that it was 3/4 inch diameter. That is indeed the case. Therefore, at an 8-inch center to center, we're going to have 8 3/4 overall. Okay, 8-inch center to center, 8 3/4 overall. We're going to have a projection of 2 1/4 with a clearance of 1.5 inches. So let's use the exterior side. A projection of 2 1/4 with a clearance of 1.5 inches. That all is correct. As you change the letter in the part number, the G specifically means 8-inch center to center. If you made that an E, you'd have 6-inch. If you made that a J, you'd have 10-inch, and L is a 12-inch. All other things will stay the same at that point. There's also a link to a document called Mounting Drawing that shows you the cross-section of what a Type 7 collar mount, spanner type collar mount looks. You've got a link to the product catalog as well, which will show you lots of different pull handles from Hager. Very much worth reviewing if you're not sure which one you want or you're not sure which part number. I refer to that all the time because it's hopeless to try to remember all of their part numbers. The easy ones, the common ones I remember, of course. Your offsets are there, your hospital type pulls, your ladder pulls are there as well, and then some decorative stuff that I remember when Hager came out with that material, mid-90s, I would guess, if I recall correctly. A lot of decorative pulls are there. Also is a link to the installation instructions for the spanner collar. And I want to review this document. It would be important to indicate the door thickness on this back-to-back mount. The standard is, of course, going to be 1 3/4 inch, which means that your stud length is going to be 3 1/8 inch, which is indeed the case here, 3 1/8 stud length. But you can tell how important it is for the length of that to be directly related to your door thickness. So that needs to be indicated there as well. It states, if other than 1 3/4 inch, please specify. And especially if you've got like a glass door thickness as well. Be mindful if you're doing some glass, you might want to source some neoprene type washers, something to go behind that metal onto the glass itself. Explains the left and right nature of the threaded bolts. Nothing else is new that's really here. Yeah, you just don't want to get the bolt started too far down the pull handle before you start to tighten it all together. And if it's not clear-cut and straightforward, the installation instructions can be reviewed before purchase and once the material arrives. Looking at the balance of the material that's here, the extended description information, nothing else to really cover. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Hager products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog where you can review all things Hager related. And they are a comprehensive provider of practically everything necessary for a commercial installation of a door and frame, short of the door and frame itself. Their namesake Hager hinge, but they do a lot more than hinges. Door closers, lock sets, exit devices, weather stripping, trim and auxiliary hardware, electrified products, ancillary hardware like you'd have a requirement for signage, filler plates for steel doors and steel frames, and a variety of other things. Sliding door hardware, bypass, bifold, traditional pocket door kind of stuff like that as well. So if you have any questions on the Hager, this is their part number 13G in a US32D satin stainless steel finish. That's what this one is. Or any other Hager product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.